things. Okay, let's learn about what are aches and pains, right? There are nouns, verbs, and adjectives, venerables, especially pertaining to this health. Okay, we are talking about the vocabulary pertaining to the health. Okay, there are some nouns we are using in these conditions, venerable. Okay, we only use ache with the following. Okay, I told you there are two words, aches and pain, right? Apparently, these two words give the same meaning. But here, English dictionary says that they cannot be used everywhere. Okay, there are some certain conditions, there are certain diseases that you can use the word ache. Okay, let's see what are they. Okay, he says we only use ache with the following. Okay, when you have a pain in your tooth, in one of your tooth, you know what is tooth? Tooth is a one piece of teeth, right? Teeth is all 32 teeth in your mouth. Tooth is a singular. Teeth is a plural. Okay. When one tooth is paining, we call that I've got a toothache. You know what's a toothache? Ache means always a pain, right? When we mean toothache, you have pain in one of your tooth, right? Why I mentioned this you here, it is uncountable venerables. You can't say that they had toothaches. No, this is uncountable. You have to always use the singular form. That is why I have mentioned you here to mention that it is uncountable. Then again, we can say she's got a stomach ache. When you have a pain in your stomach, we don't say that I have a pain in my stomach. We always say I have a stomach ache, right? These are fixed things, venerable. You can't change them. That is why you have to learn them by heart. Okay. Okay. Then again, we can say I have a backache. I have a backache. When your backbone have a pain, when your backbone has a pain, then you can say I have a backache. Or when you have a pain in one of your ears, you can say I have an earache. Okay, earache is a word. All these words are uncountable, venerable. Okay, but remember these things. Then you have to remember we only use ache with only these things. What are they? A toothache, a stomach ache, a backache, and an earache. These are the four instances where we use the word ache. Okay, remember these things. Okay, you don't have to worry. I'm sending this PowerPoint presentation just after this today's lesson. Okay, you don't have to write them down. You'll have it, and you can leisurely go through it again and learn. Okay. So this says for other part of the body, we use the word pain. Okay, I told you that there is a similarity between the pain and ache, but these are the conditions that we use the word pain to describe the pain, right? What are they? For example, you can say, my grandfather woke up in the night with a terrible pain in his chest. When you have a pain in your chest, you can say, you don't say that I have an ache in my chest. No. You always have to say that I have pain in my chest, right? This is the practical condition of the usage of that word. My grandfather woke up in the night with a terrible pain in his chest. There we don't use the word ache. Okay, let's move to the other part. Okay, continue. Okay, then we talked about some nouns, venerable. Now we are going to talk about some verbs that we are using to express these conditions. Okay. Here they say we can use ache for some things. Okay, things they mean. For instance, we can say my back aches. Here the word aches works as a verb, not as a noun. My back aches because my back gives me pain. Okay, when something is giving you pain, you can say my back aches. Okay, learn these small things. But hurt is more common to describe real pain, and it can be used with or without a direct object. But when you say ache and when we say hurt, it is more common to describe real pain, and it can be used with or without a direct object. We know what's a direct object. Here, when we mean my back aches, there's no one gives you pain. Okay, there's no, in this sentence, venerables, we don't have a subject. Okay, there's no person who is doing the action. Okay, when your backbone is giving you pain, who is the doer of the action? There's no doer in the action. There's no person. There's not a person doing the particular action. For these things, we can say this sentence doesn't have a direct object, right? But here it says, but hurt is more common to describe real pain, and it can be used with or without a direct object. It can be used like this also, and also we can say, we can use this as a direct object. We can use it as with a direct object, a person of a doer, likewise. Okay, let's see an example. Okay, look at this example, venerable. Sunil hurt his foot when he jumped off the bus and fell over. Sunil hurt his foot. Okay, but in this sentence, venerable, this is taking a direct object. Okay, Sunil hurt. Sunil is a doer, right? There's a verb. Hurt is the verb, and there is another thing which goes under this verb, which takes the the effect of this verb. It is his foot, but actually Sunil did not hurt his foot. It happened automatically. But in English, venerables, we use Sunil hurt his foot. One might think that he purposefully hurt his foot. No, not that way, right? When we say this is the nature of this English language, sometimes it might be not very familiar for our native languages, but here English says Sunil hurt his job. Sunil hurt his foot when he jumped off the bus and fell over, right? Here it says the verb injured is also suitable. You know what is an injury? Hurting and injuring are two similar words. You can use these two words intermittently. I think it's clear for you. If you have any questions, you can ask from me later. Okay, then again the aches and pains continued. Okay, look at this example, venerable. Same pertaining to the verbs. She hurt herself when she jumped off the chariot and fell over. There's another example. She hurt herself. There's another, she's taking a direct object. Okay, she hurt herself. Okay, then there's a doer, there's a verb, and there's object. This is a direct object. She hurt herself, right? When she jumped off, actually she did not purposefully do this, but it happens occasionally, right? But here they describe as if she has hurt herself. Okay, this is the nature of this language. You have to learn it and use. For instance, I hit my leg against the table and it really hurts. Okay, here is a combination of the words. From this part you have direct object, and for this part you don't have direct objects, right? Here he said, I hit my leg. I is a person doing, hit is a verb, my leg is object. This is a direct object. And here at the latter part of the sentence says, it really hurts. It really hurts. But here you don't find anything who is doing the action, right? This is the difference between this is a direct object and without a direct object. These are very common things in language, right? Okay, really hurts means gives a terrible pain. It gives me a terrible pain. Really hurts means that. Okay. So there are some adjectives, venerables, we can see pertaining to this vocabulary lesson. Let's see what are they. Okay, only common adjective is painful. Okay, we can use the word painful as an adjective, but you can't use it as a painless, right? When we have a pain only, we are describing something with the usage of the adjective. Okay, let's see an example. I had an injection yesterday and it was very painful. It means a person has had an injection. You know what is injection? yesterday, and it was very painful because it had given a much pain to him. That is why he's saying it was very painful. Okay, you can see that. Injections, this is some additional thing, Venerable. Injections are threefold, right? Some are subcutaneous, some are intravenous, and this is something different, right? You know what is anesthesia? Anesthesia is the particular drug given to a person to make him unconscious, especially before a surgery, right? Subcutaneous means you are injecting something just under your skin. That is subcutaneous. Intravenous is this. You know what are veins? Veins are the blood vessels that take blood towards the heart in your body. Intravenous means they are injecting your veins, okay? Using a needle, they are injecting something, your veins, using a syringe. I think these are not that important for us, but anyway, it's better to remember. For an example, a person A is asking, did it hurt when you had your filling? You know what is a filling? When you mean a filling, that means something you are doing with a dentist, right? When you have a bad tooth, the dentist used to remove the bad part and they fill with something. That is what we call filling. Then the B says, no, it was painless, right? No, it was painless. But you can't say, use it as an adjective, the word painless. Okay, this says what is a filling. When the dentist fills a hole or cavity in the tooth, it's a filling, okay? But here, this doesn't say anything about a tooth, Venerable. That is why you have to learn. That is what you have to learn. When you say a filling, you have to know that it is pertaining to your mouth. Okay, that is why the usage is very important, Venerables. Okay, you have to practice these things. Through practicing only, you learn these new words and you learn this new vocabulary. I think it's very clear to you. Okay. Okay, there are some serious illnesses in this vocabulary lesson you can learn, right? Here it says, doctors believe smoking is a major cause for lung cancer. You know what is lungs? What are lungs, right? They are placed inside your chest, right? They are full of air. It helps you to respirate, right? But when you have a lung cancer, the doctors believe that smoking is a major cause. Cause means a reason, right? So we have to know that lung cancer is a serious illness. Here's another example. Mr. Karunanayake had a heart attack and died almost immediately. Almost immediately. What does that mean, Venerable? Okay, you know what is a heart attack? That is a very common disease, very serious disease. Died almost immediately. What do you mean by almost immediately? You know what is immediately, just after? Almost means as soon as he got a heart attack, without leaving any room between the two incidents, he died. Okay, instantly he died. You know that sometimes people die like in that way. Okay, there's a meaning. So what you remember is heart attack is a very serious illness. There's another example. Hepatitis is a well-known liver disease. Okay, you have to know that a liver disease is a serious illness. The name of this illness is hepatitis. This says asthma has become more common. Asthma has become more common. Asthma is, you know what is asthma? It is a respiratory disease. When you have asthma, you have some breathing difficulties, right? Has become more common. Has become more common means you can see everywhere, right? A lot of people are suffering from asthma. Here, the asthma is a chest illness causing breathing problems, as I said. Okay, remember. This is one of the most gravest illnesses in the world, you know, HIV or AIDS. HIV is human, starting with the word human, HIV. AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, right? Human immunodeficiency virus is HIV. AIDS, AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It's a fatal and an incurable disease. Venerable learned this word, incurable. Incurable means there's no medicine for that, okay? When you get AIDS, if somebody is suffering with AIDS, his death is sure. Only it's a matter of time, right? Incurable means there's no medicine for that. You can't cure. It cannot be cured. That is why called incurable disease. Learn these words. Okay, some serious illnesses. Okay, this is the difference, as I told you before in the world. The illness and disease are often used in the same way, right? We know that I told you illness and disease are most of the times are used in the same way. It depicts a problem. But here, disease is used for serious condition caused by an infection. Okay, they say disease is a serious condition caused by an infection. What is an infection? For instance, a liver disease. Okay, infection is our academic word used in the medical field. They have given an example, liver disease, right? In the meantime, illness is more general word. Right? Illness is more general word. You can use, you can see wherever you can see the word illness. It is very more common word, right? Rather than infection. Okay, that's all. Look at this post venerable. I just found this in the internet. Okay, look at this sentence and can you get the meaning of this sentence, venerable? Okay, I'm asking you. Okay, use your chat box and tell me what is the meaning of this, venerable. Kindly use your chat box and tell me what do you mean, what do you understand by reading this. Okay, hurry up. You can use your chat box and tell me what do you understand by this sentence. It's your time now. Okay, you don't have to write many things, right? But you can just mention what do you understand by this sentence. Okay, I can read this for you if you really want. I saw few die of hunger, of eating 100,000. This is a complex sentence, venerables. That is why I wanted to write something, right? If you find it's difficult to interpret to your own language or English, okay, let me help you, okay, without taking much time. I think it's be difficult for you, right? Okay, it says, venerable, I saw few. I means the person. This is uttered by Benjamin Franklin. You know who is Benjamin Franklin? He says, I saw few. I saw very few people die. I saw few die. He generally see only a handful of people, only a small number of people die. They die of hunger. Of hunger means, you know what is hunger? Starvation, lack of food, right? He sees only few people, only a small number of people die because of hunger, right? Hunger is the starving condition, without food. They don't have enough food to eat, hunger. But here he says of eating, not because of hunger, but eating too much, right? Eating some unnecessary food, some unhealthy food, right? Of eating, he has seen 100,000. That means he has seen a large number of people dying because of the wrong habits of eating, because they are eating too much fat, they are eating too much sugar, they are eating too much artificial foods, right? As you can see in this picture, there's a burger, there are potato chips, right? There is some cola drink, maybe Coca-Cola or whatever, right? Okay, these are not healthy foods. If you take too much of these things, surely your health will decrease. That is why he says, I saw few die hunger. I don't see much people dying because of hunger, but I have seen so much of people dying of eating with wrong food habits. I think you can understand these things. Yes, Venerable Mani has said, yeah, there are some answers coming, right? not health, yeah, not health eating, it should be not healthy eating, right? Not healthy eating. And I have seen that a little amount of people did not die because of hunger, Venerable Rajendra says, but it is 100,000 people who died because of eating, yeah, correct. Unhealthy food makes people sick, correct. Venerable Mani has said, right? Okay, I know that. Okay, Venerable Badulle Nikila Dero. Okay, Venerable, you can have this cam my hand out. Okay, if you can, if you are new to this course, you will have this handout very soon. Okay, just after this my session, I'll email it to you. Kindly drop me your email address in the chat box. I'll send it to you. Okay, unhealthy food. Yeah, that is the reason. Okay, let's move to the other slide. Okay, look at this slide, Venerable. I have chosen these things just to teach you English, right? Because there are some good vocabulary in these posts, right? I found in the internet. There's another one. Okay, look at this. People eat meat and think they will become strong as an ox, forgetting that the ox eats grass. There's a humor, there's a sarcasm in this statement, Venerable, right? As you can see, this is said by Pino Caruso, a vegetarian from Italian actor and also a vegetarian. You know who are the vegetarians? The people who only eat the vegetable. They are not eating fish or meat or eggs or whatever, the animal food, right? But here say, people eat meat and think, the people who are eating meat, they think they will become strong as an ox. Because people think that when you eat some fish and meat and eggs, you'll become so strong, like who? Like an ox. You know that ox, the bulls are very strong. But they don't realize the fact that the ox eats only grass. The ox they don't eat meat. They only eat grass. So what is the meaning of this, Venerable? If you are having a vegetarian diet, right, you become more stronger and more healthier than you're taking a non-vegetarian diet. Okay, this is the meaning of that. But we don't realize this truth, right? We don't realize this truth. Okay. There's another statement given by Paul McCartney, a musician, European musician. Okay, look at the message he gives, right? He says, if slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone would be vegetarian. Okay, whenever people become vegetarians after realizing the pain the animals are undergoing in slaughterhouses. You know what are slaughterhouses? Slaughterhouses are the places where animals are killed for meat, right? Animals are slaughtered or killed for meat. But we don't see how they are killed, how cruelly they are killed, right? If slaughterhouses had glass walls, what do you mean by glass walls? When a house has glass walls, all the people outside that house, they can see what is happening inside the house. Since the slaughterhouses, they don't have glass walls, we don't see what is happening inside the slaughterhouse. But if they had glass walls, then we see what are they doing in the slaughterhouses, how poorly they are working in the slaughterhouses, how unkindly these animals are slaughtered. Then everybody would not eat meat. Then everybody would become vegetarian. That is the meaning we want to emphasize. Okay, this is from the Buddha Venerables, right? Okay, I think you have heard this. Sabbe tasanti dhandassa, sabbe bhayanti machuno. Likewise, attanang upamang tattva nahaneyana ghate is a Pali verse. The English meaning is all beings tremble before violence, all fear death, all love life. See yourself in others, then whom can you hurt? What harm can you do? The Buddha. Okay, what is the meaning, Venerable? All beings tremble before violence. Tremble means they become very reluctant. They shiver, right? When they see violence, when they are about to face the violence, they become very scared. There's a meaning. All fear death. All are afraid of their death. All the people and all the beings, they don't like to get killed, right? and all love life. They all love their own life as we do. Okay. Then Buddha asks us to see yourself in others. Compare yourself in others. Okay. See if that happens to you. Okay. That is, see yourself in others. You are comparing yourself with others and you are being empathetic towards them. Empathetic means you are feeling for others, right? Then whom can you hurt? Then you cannot hurt anyone because you know how painful is death. That is the meaning. Okay, there's a meaning. Then whom you can hurt, what harm can you do? Then you can't do any harm. Okay, this is the end of our vocabulary lesson, Venerables. If you have any questions, I'll give you 2 minutes. You can ask if you have any questions pertaining this lesson before we move to the other lesson. If you have any questions, Venerable, you can ask. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. Don't take much time. We are left with another 1 hour.
Yes, Venerable, I have one question.
Yes,
about your
go ahead.
slide.
Yeah.
Yes, in your slide, you show a picture. If a slaughterhouse, there is some suggestion. If a slaughterhouse, yes, this point, this slide. Yes. I want to know in this. Not yet. Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. In my understanding, it is it is a certain suggestion. So the point what I want to know is the author. Why the author did not use the word should instead of would. Everyone would be vegetarian. Yeah. In my understanding, it should be used. Everyone should be vegetarian. Why it is different between the should and would?
Okay. Very good question, Venerable. Okay. Difference is Venerable. But he is giving just a common statement. Okay. He can't force everybody to become vegetarians. Right? When we say everyone should be vegetarian, that means no one can disobey me. Okay. For an instance, imagine that I have 10 students in my class. Okay. I am the teacher. If I ask you all of you should be vegetarians, then you have to obey my rule. You have to obey my decision. Then you all have to become vegetarians, all of you. No one can become non-vegetarian. That is an order. That is a forceful statement. But here, when we mean would means you are giving an open chance. Those who like to become vegetarians, they can become vegetarians. Those who want to remain non-vegetarians as they were before, they can live that way. There's no forcing. Okay? They are not forcing anybody to become vegetarian. If you are forcing, you can say everyone should. But if you are not forcing, if you are giving some free advice, if you are giving some free opportunity, those who like to become vegetarians, they can become. And those who don't like to become vegetarians, they can remain as they were. Okay, this is the difference between would and the should, right?
Yes.
Then we say if slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone should be vegetarians means we know that although normally slaughterhouses, they don't have glass walls. But if they had glass walls, right, this is a conditional clause, right? If they had glass walls, even if they had glass walls, not everyone, okay, everyone would not be vegetarian. That is a very obvious thing because only a kind-hearted person, only an empathetic person, only a person who can feel for others can become vegetarians, right? Then there's no order, there's no hard and fast rule, right, that all should become vegetarians. But if you really like, after realizing the pain and all the hardships that they are undergoing in a slaughterhouse, all these animals, then after feeling for them, you can become a vegetarian. Then you have a choice. If you use the word would, then you are giving other people a choice. Either they can become vegetarians or they can become non-vegetarians. But when we say, when we say everyone should be vegetarians, you are not going to become a vegetarian. But here they have used the word would. That means they are giving a choice. I think is it clear, Venerable Rajinder?
Yes. It is very clear explanation. Yes, I understand.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you for asking the question. Okay. Since we don't have any other questions, let's move to the other part of the lesson. Venerables, do you want a break?